Hey guys, what's up? It's Martti from Coanda SimSport. A month or so ago we were at Germany for the second ever SimRacingEXPO, and it was great fun seeing all of you guys there and talking with fellow sim racers all around the world, and of course the iRacing staff. And actually Tony Gardner had a couple of minutes to spare with us to make an interview on camera, and we had some different questions for him. We made a bit of a background research with David Phillips. So the questions aren't the usual, what's going to be the next feature in iRacing? Well, of course that's there too, but yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and see you later. Bye.
Hey Marty, good to be here. Sim racing, a couple words about it. I didn't really, to be honest, know too much about it. I've been in the software business my whole life for 25 years, and but outside I was in educational software and some other types of software, consumer software, and there was a job opening, and I applied for the job and I got the job, and that was 7 years ago. So I've learned a lot about sim racing since. So everyone else at iRacing had a sim racing background and from the papyrus days, but I was kind of one of the few people that really didn't have a sim racing background. He's a great guy. He's very passionate. I know people don't see him much, but it literally is because he is strapped to his desk, and that's what he loves to do. So he's at his desk 10, 12 hours a day, helping the other engineers. He's working on the tire model, obviously, constantly, but even the new surface model that came out, you know, Dave, people don't know, but Dave was really involved in that. So he's an incredibly smart guy, a great engineer, and so I mean he knows the software code about as good as anybody, and so he's helping a lot of the other engineers behind the scenes, and you just don't hear much about him, but he's there in the office every day plugging away. That's what he likes to do. He doesn't like to go to events like this. He likes to work on the sim. That's what he does. Well, it's very exciting, obviously. That's why we've added a third one. It was always part of our business plan to have a world championship or pro level series. We thought that was important. It was always one of the fundamental core values when we started iRacing, to have a championship. We think that's important. You know, most people are. It's great to get everyone racing, sim racing, and let them know what it feels like to experience racing. But then to also have that professional level series was really important to us. To create a sport, if you have a sport, you need to have professionals, and so we wanted to create the sport of sim racing. So all three of those series are really important, and they're good for marketing, they're good for sim racing, they're good for everything. So we're excited about them, and that's why we're adding a third one, the Blanc Pond series, for next year. I bounce around a lot. I've never really dedicated myself to a series. I have over 100 official races, which isn't a lot to most people, but I spend a lot of time testing and more making sure things work. So I'm more looking for bugs and issues. So I don't get the time I really want to really dedicate myself to a car. So I'm not very good at all. But the racing I do, I tend to do more oval racing, honestly. I like kind of the mid-sized speedways, the bigger speedways like Kentucky and Michigan. So anyway, but I do everything. I've been on every car and track in the service many times. My most memorable sim race, I don't really have too many fond memories because I have over 100 races, but I've been in the top 5 a few times, but I'm not very good. So it's just like anything else. You need to, with sim racing, you don't have to tell you guys, you need to really dedicate yourself, practice, dial things in, and I've never really spent the time to do that on a certain car. So I don't really have any great memories. I have fun, but no podium, no time on the podium. We don't really have any great drivers, but we have a lot of good drivers. You know, Chris Widener's good, Shannon Whitmore's good, Nim Cross. Steve Myers is good. He doesn't race much, but he's a good sim racer. We do have one guy, Grant Reeve, who's an engineer who's really good, but he just doesn't race. He gets on the track, he's really fast, but he doesn't get into races. There's a lot of good, mediocre drivers. None of us are really, I think everyone's too busy and to dedicate to one car track combination. So, part of our job is to test and make sure everything works, and so we're spread out. We're spread too thin to really concentrate on being good at one thing. So anyway, that's my excuse anyway. I hope you guys buy it. That's a good idea. I'll take that under advisement, and I'll see if I can get one going. We did have a league. I don't know, you guys know, we had a league that we ran in for a while, for about a year, and we do a lot of racing all day long, but we should broadcast one. Yep. It's passionate, and that's awesome. I couldn't believe it coming from other places, and we were talking about this earlier. Just the passion and the amount of, I don't know what it is, the millions and millions of posts per year on our forums. It's incredible, and it is a great community. It's really fun to be a part of it. It's an event like this where people have become friends over the years, and they've never even met in person. So it is pretty cool coming to an event like this, and people know each other pretty well, and they've never even met face to face. So it's a really cool community. Well, probably the new surface model, just because it just came out. I think that's adding a level of realism that there's nothing like it in sim racing, and I think that feature also leads us to other things. It's also a background for us to, we had to do that. We wanted to do that first before we did dynamic, other dynamic conditions like time of day changes, rain. So really, that feature it will be the backbone of a lot of other cool things coming. So since that's fresh in my mind and we just released it, I'll say that. But there's so many other cool things. I think the damage model is very cool. That was another really big project. I'm excited for that, where it's a brand new physical and graphical damage model from scratch, and an incredible amount of work has been put into that. Again, that's something Dave's involved. You don't hear much about it, but we have a dedicated engineer that's been on that for 2+ years now, and I'm pretty excited about that. And there'll be car parts flying off, but the physical part of it will be so much better and more realistic, even more realistic than we have now. So I'm pretty excited for that feature. There's a bunch of things that we're working on, but we have more capability now than we've ever had at iRacing. We have more staff. We have more capability art-wise, graphic-wise, more engineers than we've ever had. So we have a number of big projects in the work that are pretty exciting. So that's just one of them. Well, we're about to release, I think, the Dream. I didn't, to be honest with you, if you asked me 3 years ago, 4 years ago, would we ever have the Nürburgring, the Nordschleife, I would have said probably not. So I think we're about to release our Dream track. Dream car, I don't know. I mean, I think we're doing pretty good there too. So the issue with cars is just keeping up with them. Things keep changing, right as soon as you release something, the series changes and another car comes out. So you're kind of chasing your tail with the cars. But I'm pretty excited with the lineup we have, and also pretty excited with the cars that we have coming in the future. Favorite type of pizza? Yes. We aren't fussy. It goes fast, so pizza. Pepperoni, mushroom, plain cheese, we like it all. Vegetable. Oh, you know me. I'm getting too old for ice hockey, but that's definitely what was my, that's what I love to do. But I'm starting to be less ice hockey, more of an outdoorsman now as I get older. So more hunting and fishing as I get older. So anyway. Deflategate. Oh, Brady rules. No, free Brady. So anyway, that's Deflategate is You familiar with it?
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, the story. But anyway, we'll leave that one alone. I'm a Patriots fan. Just keep it, put it that way.
All right.
I keep getting more and more optimistic about it. I think it's going to keep growing. I think everyone kind of feels that way. Talking to manufacturers, we get to talk to the manufacturers. They're more excited about it than ever. And I think that's great. The tracks. I think the sponsors like Blanc Pond, who's a partner of ours. These sponsors are coming to us now, and it's great working with them. And it's because I think they see it the same way we do. That look, they're starting to instead of putting a driver in a really expensive race car, even teams are now putting people in simulations and trying to get a feel who has talent before they put them in a expensive race car. And it's a great, and it's a sport that most of us are never going to be able to do. And I think there's so many race fans in the world that are starting to realize how good simulations can be, and how real they can be, and exciting and fun they can be. Because most of us aren't going to ever get a chance to get in a race car. So I think it's just going to keep growing. We've been growing, and I think the whole industry has been growing. So we're pretty excited about the future. Not this year, but two of our Kevin Bobbitt, our Director of Marketing, and Otto Sabini, our Director of Sales, they both did laps yesterday on their own. So the rest of us are too busy working, but they went off and screwed off and did laps. So me and Steve had to stay back and work, but I wish I was out there.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to thank everyone for being members, and without things like this and the passion, we wouldn't be able to do what we love to do. So a big thanks to everybody. Thanks to all the teams like Coanda. Am I saying that right?
Coanda.
Coanda. I already asked you that, but thanks to the people like you guys that really help build the community, because it's not only the community at large, but the people that really step up and get a lot of people involved. We want to thanks to the teams and all the people that help with setups and help with paint jobs and everything else. So it's big thanks to everybody. So we appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.